Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. It was good seeing a lot of you on Zoom this morning. Yeah, it is day 3 of Reptiles, and today we'll do a little bit of some vocabulary review. We will do our reptile page in our packets, and we will also get to explore some different reptiles. There's some really cool ones. So let's begin. We have a really thick stack of vocabulary cards now. So I'm gonna go through them quickly. Hopefully you know most of the words now. So just say it with me and we'll do this fast. Okay, let's go. Warm-blooded, keen, nurse, omnivore, antenna, cold-blooded, exoskeleton, predator, camouflage, migrate, colony, vertebrates, herbivore, carnivore, freshwater, adaptable, saltwater, gill, diet, senses. Okay, so now I want you to get your reptile page open in your packet. And we're going to start by naming 3 different reptiles. So you can be very general and just say turtles, snakes, alligators, or crocodiles, lizards, or you can be very specific, right? There are different types of turtles, right? There's sea turtles, box turtles. We have a tortoise. There's different kinds of snakes, right? The rattlesnake, the gardener snake, diamond head snake. And there's different types of alligators and different types of crocodiles. So it's up to you how specific you want to be. I'm going to give you some ideas though. And as I'm showing you these different reptiles, feel free to write any of them down on your list. Remember, you only need 3. So let me share my screen. Oh, where is it? Here we go. Okay. So the first reptile I want to show you is number 1. And this is the smallest snake in the world. It's called the thread snake, right? Because the thread is very small and thin. It's found in the West Indies, and when it is fully grown, it is about 3 inches long. It's not very long at all. It's kind of like a worm, but I guess it is a snake, the thread snake. Okay. Then number 2, we have the Galapagos tortoises. They are some of the oldest living animals on Earth. One tortoise is known to be over 150 years old. Here's the horned lizard, number 3. It can squirt blood out of its eyes when it feels threatened. And number 4, the heaviest type of snake in the world is the green anaconda. It can grow to over 300 pounds. All right, so if you haven't written anything yet, I would definitely pick one of these 4. You can write the thread snake, the Galapagos tortoise, a horned lizard, or a green anaconda. So go ahead, write at least 1 down or more, and then I'll show you some more. I'm going to write the horned lizard. Okay, pause if you need more time. I'm going to move to the next page. Oh, cool. Number 5, the Komodo dragon is the largest species of lizard on Earth. It has been known to eat birds, monkeys, goats, deer, and even horses. Horses. Okay, the Komodo dragon. I think I have to add that one. That is pretty amazing. You can write it down too if you want. Number 6, some species of snakes can see through their eyelids. And can you see through your eyelids? All I see is black. That's pretty cool. Number 7, a turtle's shell has over 60 bones inside of it. Number 8, turtles live on every continent except Antarctica. Number 9, alligators have about 80 teeth. I think we have about 30. That's a lot of teeth. Number 10, female sea turtles lay up to 150 eggs at a time. Wow. Let's just do 2 more. Number 11, when a female alligator is ready to lay eggs, she digs a nest in the mud. She lays her eggs in the nest and guards it carefully until her babies have hatched. And then number 12, do you know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? Alligators have wide U-shaped snouts with a rounded end. Alligators have a V-shaped snout with a pointed end. And we'll be talking more about alligators and crocodiles tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna look down here just so I can get a few more ideas for my list. I need to write one more down. Well, I see a lizard and a chameleon. So if you want to write one of those, go ahead, make sure you have 3. Oh, this is cool. Number 13, when a lizard loses its tail, it can grow a new one. This is one way it can protect itself from predators. I've actually seen this before. So if an animal attacks a lizard, it flaps off the tail, and the tail keeps shaking, so the predator is playing with the tail while the lizard gets away. And then it grows a new tail. I'm gonna add lizard. Okay, hopefully you have 3 reptiles. And now, we're gonna fill this part out here, where it says my favorite reptile is blank because blank. So go ahead and pause, fill that out, and then we'll share. Okay, hopefully you're ready to share. I wrote, my favorite reptile is a chameleon because it can change colors. So I want you to take a moment to read yours aloud, and then we'll move on. Okay, let's take a look at the bottom. Now it says fact and opinion. So some of these are facts, that means we can prove them. Other ones are opinions, it's how we feel. So let's do the first one together, and then I'll have you try the rest on your own. Number 1, the world is filled with many different kinds of reptiles. Is that a fact or opinion? It's a fact, definitely. We know that they're found on every continent except Antarctica. Okay, so go ahead and pause. You're going to be filling out the rest of these fact and opinion questions. I just want to note number 4, you can cross out have, it should say are. Right? All reptiles are vertebrates. Okay, so go ahead and make that fix. And then you can pause. Okay, press play when you're ready. Okay, hopefully you finished the page. Let's go over the answers really quickly. So number 2, reptiles are ugly animals. That's an opinion, right? I think some of them are pretty scary. I don't think they're ugly, but other people might say they are. So definitely an opinion. Number 3, reptiles are cold-blooded. They cannot make their own body heat. That's a fact. We put that on our classification cards on Monday. Number 4, all reptiles are vertebrates. That means they have a backbone. Yes, that's a fact. Number 5, reptiles are amazing. I think so. You might not. That makes it an opinion. And finally, number 6, some reptiles are great at blending into their environment. That's a fact. And actually, we're going to get into our animal or reptile exploration right now. And I'm going to show you a closer look at chameleons, which are really well known for their ability to camouflage or blend in with their surroundings. So let's read about it first. Then I'll show you a little video. And after the video, you get a chance to explore your own reptile. Okay, so here is the text all about chameleons. I just want you to follow along as I read. It's just one page. We'll start with this first paragraph. So chameleons belong to the reptile animal family. There are lots of different types of chameleons. Some are as tiny as 3 centimeters long, while others grow up to about 70 centimeters. Most of them live in tropical places, but you do get some in Europe too. Chameleons are famous for their ability to change color. They have plenty of tricks up their multicolored sleeves. So here are some of their tricks. First, if a chameleon is feeling cold, it becomes darker because dark colors absorb more heat, right? If you wear black in the summertime when it's hot out, you're actually going to feel a lot warmer than if you wear white. That's interesting. So chameleons will wear or turn darker so that it can absorb more heat and get warmer. Okay, next, if a panther chameleon is angry, it turns reddish or yellowish. This warns other chameleons it's looking for a fight. Okay. And finally, when a chameleon is ill, it will stay pale because it doesn't have the energy to change color. Oh, this is very cool. I love chameleons. Let's take a little look at a video. That really shows how beautiful some chameleons can be.
With their independently rotating eyes, color change abilities, their pincer-like feet, their long tongue that they project out of their mouth, and their slow, deliberate movements, chameleons are animals that most people would regard as highly charismatic. One of the centers of chameleon diversity is Madagascar, and of the 202 chameleon species that are currently described to science, 42% occur on Madagascar. One of the old theories as to why chameleons change color was that they were changing color to match their background. But what we now know is that it's actually a communication strategy. Male-male combat will elicit some of the most impressive colorations from males. From females, on the other hand, if a female is gravid or she has eggs and is not interested in breeding, if a male starts to try and court her, she will display some very intense, vibrant colorations to let the male know that she's not interested. In 2015, scientists have discovered that the superficial layer of chameleon skin has pigments in it, and under that there are cells with small guanine crystals. Chameleons change color by actively tuning the spacing between these guanine crystals. And what that does is it changes the wavelength of light that is reflected off of those crystals and thereby changes the hue or the color of the chameleons. Now, chameleons have always been considered a master of camouflage, and some of that is actually behavioral. When chameleons are moving in the branches or moving along the ground, they do a very characteristic back and forth motion, and what they're actually doing is mimicking a leaf or a branch in the wind and trying to break up a typical movement pattern of an animal running from a predator. The chameleon tongue is actually a highly complex array of bone, elastic elements, and muscle. Chameleons can project their tongues up to 2 body lengths from their mouth. Now, this is done at speeds of about 5.8 meters per second or about 13 miles an hour. Tongue projection in chameleons is similar in a lot of ways to a bow and arrow. Before the tongue is actually launched, or the arrow, muscle action loads elastic elements. And so in a bow and arrow, that's when the arm actually pulls the bow back. Tongue launch is initiated by the recoil of those elastic elements that were loaded by the muscle action, or the release of the bow in the bow and arrow model. And it's the recoil of those elastic tissues, or that bow, that causes the launch of the tongue or the arrow in the bow and arrow example. 36% of chameleon species are threatened with extinction. There are 9 species which are regarded as critically endangered and 37 species that are regarded as endangered. The main threats to chameleons in the wild is actually habitat alteration and deforestation. Because some chameleons are found only in a specific type of habitat on a single mountain, this makes them highly range restricted, but when that range restriction is combined with other pressures on their habitat, a lot of these species become endangered. Chameleons have fascinated scientists and naturalists for centuries, and it's something that we're still learning a lot about.
Wow, did you see how they stick those tongues out? It was pretty cool. So now you get a chance to explore a reptile of your choice. If you want to explore one that I already shared a little bit about, you can, or you can go on to the lesson plan for today. And I have a list of videos that you can watch. You only need to pick one. Where is it? Okay. You only need to pick one. I have videos up on the basilisk lizard, the Chinese crocodile lizard, the Madagascar big-headed turtle, the pygmy leaf chameleon, which is a really teeny tiny chameleon, and also the rattlesnake. So I thought those were all really cool videos. But if there's something else you want to watch on a reptile that interests you, that's not on my list, that's fine. So you're going to pick one, you'll watch a short video, and then in your journal, you'll write 2 things you learned. And today you'll be typing it into Class Dojo under Reptile Exploration. And it will be just like all the other weeks, right? You'll tell me which animal you watched a video on, and then tell me 2 things you learned. So I can't wait to hear what you learned, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.